Yo, what's happening, man? Peace to all my following guys and goddesses, man, all my friends, family, everybody. You know what I mean? Out here on this beautiful day. Uh, just really inspired to make this video real quick, man. We're gonna debunk race real quick. We're gonna do that real quick. So, when you talk about race, racism, all that shit, I mean, the initial idea is that like racism is some type of natural occurring phenomena where you just don't like somebody because of the color of their skin or whatever, and that shit ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Racism ain't real. You feel me? That shit fake. It's made up. It was made up in 1865. Anyway, I'm about to tell y'all how. So, you know, when you're looking at things, man, you gotta look at everything in totality. You know what I'm saying? That includes the etymology of these words. So when you look at the word race, it's like, yo, outside of the, you know what I'm saying, the context of, you know, different human species or whatever, we're just gonna use that word, human species. A race ain't nothing but a competition. You know what I'm saying? That's all a race is. A race is a competition. So you already see right there that racism is basically, and this is just real quick, a race is a competition, so therefore when they putting people in category by race, it's just basically a competition. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you gotta understand all that racism was invented. Okay, it was never a time in history where it was just an overall consensus that we don't like these people because of their color. You feel me? That wasn't no shit. That wasn't no thing. If that was the case, we would have never trained the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? The gods did that. You know what I'm saying? The gods weren't tripping on nobody color. You know what I mean? We was like, yo, y'all niggas need help. We gonna help y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's always been our downfall. But follow me. So anyway, so it never in human history, in the history of this planet, has it ever been just a problem with people because of their color. I mean, even in all your ancient texts, your old paperwork and everything, people mentioned people's color as descriptions or whatever, but it was never really a problem. It wasn't until, like, put it like this, the God race, the blacks, the whatever you want to call them, weren't never tripping on race. You know what I'm saying? We opened our arms to everybody. We taught everybody. We fucked with everybody, even to this day. Foolishly, we do. You know what I'm saying? It was the damn Europeans who invented racism in 1865. You could look it up. They invented racism as a science. Now, I don't know if y'all know what pseudoscience is or whatever, but science ain't nothing but, you know, observation. You know, keen observation is real science. This whole pseudoscience, these niggas be making up all this, you know, look up pseudoscience. It's basically just fake ass made up science. That's all it is, fake ass made up science. And what they doing is, since people ain't, you know what I'm saying, really biting on religion like that no more, now the new religion is science. You know what I'm saying? The new religion is God ain't real. This universe created itself with some old mystical, you know, energy or whatever. The same thing, I mean, religion is saying pretty much. I mean, they say God is real, but they just say God is a spirit of energy that created everything, and it's nowhere possible where energy could create itself. Energy has to be housed in a vessel, period. You know what I'm saying? That's another topic. Anyway, so damn, what was I saying? Yeah, so okay, so how it happened was like this, yo. So first of all, when you talk about racism, a lot of people always try to throw up slavery as if slavery is synonymous with racism, which it kind of is, but then it kind of isn't. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about slavery, because of the way that your mind is conditioned, you automatically think of some old black person, you know, shackled up, Aunt Jemima, boot licking. That's the only slave. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't what slavery is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, and know this. When you say black people went into slavery, in order to go into something, it must have already existed first. Okay, so if I say, yo, I'm about to go to Walmart, I didn't invent Walmart. Walmart was there and then I went there. You know what I'm saying? So to say black people went into slavery is pretty much saying You went into something that already existed. Slavery didn't start with you, okay? Slavery started with Europeans. The word slave is short for the word Slav. Slavic, Yugoslavia, all that, in that area of Europe, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the days, they didn't, even to this day, they don't have no fucking natural resources. In that part of the world, where they came up out them caves, they ain't have no natural resources. To this day, they still don't. That's why they go conquer everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have shit to offer, so all they could offer was themselves. Servitude. The Slavs were slaves. They was the first slaves. So when you say black people went into slavery, you gotta understand, they went into a institution that already existed. It wasn't invented with you. You know what I'm saying? How did white people go into slavery? Because first of all, there was no such thing as white back in them days. You gotta understand, man. We talking about 500-600 years ago, man. It was a completely different time. Completely different time. There was no such thing as black and white. You know what I'm saying? All your slaves was white at one point. So-called white, you know what I'm saying? Your Irish, your Scottish, all that, them Anglos, you know what I'm saying? All them people in the United Kingdoms, England, Scotland, all them niggas were slaves, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole incentive for coming to America was, yo, you get to come here for free and get land and everything, but you gotta work this land. What that sound like? Sound like slavery. You get to come here, get some land, but you gotta work for free and work your ass off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come here and build this shit up. When you talk about slavery, all they ever say about black people is picking cotton, house slaves and shit like that. Look around downtown Decatur, by the way, had a court date. But look around. I mean, who the fuck built everything else? If the black slaves was picking cotton and all that, and that's it. Or even if you just gonna say they was doing agriculture, just working on a plantation, who the fuck built everything else? Who the fuck built the cities? Who the fuck built the railroads? Who the fuck built everything else? It wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, you gotta understand, black people's already here. You know what I'm saying? We gotta debunk a whole bunch of lies, and I can't even do it in one video. You know what I'm saying? The way Facebook's set up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to do it in more than one video, but black people was already here. You know what I'm saying? You already had 3 versions of black people. Not 3 versions, but you had 3 like kind of migrations of black people to this continent. First of all, you had your black people who was already here, your aborigines who was already here, been here forever. Matter of fact, was here before they went to Egypt. Real talk. Anyway, that's number one. Number two, then you got your Moors or whatever, who was your damn noblemen in Europe. The people who actually ran Europe 600 years ago, before your damn white people was even, so-called white people was even brave enough to leave that damn Anglos, the German angle, and you know what I'm saying, start looking at the world. Black people own fucking Spain, Europe, in England, all that shit, France, all that. So you had them black people, then you had your African slaves. Okay, now they did bring African slaves over here in a small ass amount though. You know what I'm saying? Like very minute. It's impossible to move 500,000, whatever many million slaves they said they did. They never did that. Just like they never been to the moon, just like they never did half the shit they claim they did. They're liars. So you already had black people here. So like I said, in order to go into slavery, slavery had to already exist here, right? So when you went, by the time, and half of y'all, 90% of y'all family didn't even go into slavery. You never heard nobody in your family talk about slavery, talk about Africa, talk about none of that. You just go by what you heard on TV or what they taught us in school, and it's not your fault. It ain't our fault. But at a certain point, we gotta wake up and realize, like, yo, something ain't right. So anyway, like I said, slavery already existed. You was already here. Either you was here as an aboriginal, either you came here as a Moor, because you already had owned this fucking shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the Moors, like I said, they owned Europe. They was the noblemen in Europe. Go look up your history. You know what I'm saying? They came over here, they named America, all that other shit. So either you was a Moor, either you was an Aborigine, or you was brought here from an African slave, which is a very slim chance. I mean, I'm talking about maybe 3% of your friends. You feel me? Out of 100 people, 3 people was probably came here from an African slave. So, like I said, racism was not invented with black people, okay? Racism was invented by white people for white people in order to undermine the God. Now, this is just part 1 of my video. I'm gonna get into part 2 a little later. I'm about to record part 2 in a minute. But yeah, check this out, man.